Nice shot. We're into match number 3. It is Elijah Thomas in the fluoro green shirt against Glenn Templeton in the blue shirt, serving now. And these two players clashed many times over the years and even in this tournament as well. It was Thomas who made the final of week 2 and Templeton who won the under-19 nationals over Elijah Thomas in 5 games last year. And already tonight we have seen a couple of entertaining matches with John Lascott winning 3 games against the pinball, Jack Condor. And then, well, Leo Fatayalova prevailing 13-11 over Lance Bedos in the second match. And quite an entertaining spectacle that was. And now Leo Fatayalova on the scoreboard. Touch. What you'll see from these two players is a lot more textbook squash compared to particularly the last contest with Bedos and Fatayalova. So you will see a lot more backhand rallies. You won't see the winners quite like what we saw in the last match. Both of these players with world rankings. Elijah Thomas around about 257 in the world, 100 places better than Glenn Templeton. And joining us very shortly will be Lance Bedos to take us through his match and have a look at this match in particular. Oh, shot. Moving forward and taking the forehand volley to put it away. See what Elijah Thomas can do from here. Great change of direction in the end there for Elijah Thomas. Plenty of drops, plenty of recovery from Glenn Templeton, but in the end, Thomas taking it with a nice deceiving shot there on the forehand. And some good movement around the court there from Elijah Thomas to win that point. Templeton again trying to use his very deft backhand drop shot. Changed the pace a couple of times in the rally. Too much. Don't forget that Elijah Thomas did make the final here last week. And a very close final it was against John Lascott. So the first game won by Elijah Thomas over Glenn Templeton. And getting underway now for game 2. This match between Elijah Thomas in the green and in the blue, it is Glenn Templeton from the Bay of Plenty. And joined now by Lance Belos. Great to have you back in the country again, and great to have you around the squash court. That one didn't quite go the way you wanted, but you couldn't get any closer, could it?
I know. To be honest, I was just happy to get on court again. It's probably the longest time in my life since starting squash that I haven't actually been on. It's been almost 3 months for me. So I was just kind of happy to be on there, happy for a good match. Probably would have been happier to win, but that's all right.
Well, there was certainly plenty of shot making in your match. Some of it unorthodox. I mean, with Leo Fatialofi, he's a shooter. He's a shot maker.
Yeah.
He's not going to stay in massive long rallies.
Yeah.
But I guess that's your style as well.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, I've kind of done a fair bit of work with Leo. I think for around 10 years now, when I've been back in the country anyway. So, I mean, he kind of plays a bit similar to myself, I guess, which, especially at the moment when I'm not that keen on long rallies, it probably suits me in a way, other than when he hits perfect winners. But I mean, it's fun to be on court. It was fun to play him. I don't actually think I've played Leo in a proper match before.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean,
so I'm not going to count this one.
Yeah. Well, he's 17, growing very tall, and can hit a winner from almost anywhere, it seems.
Yeah. No, like I said, he's a skillful player. I think he's kind of always been a skillful player, but definitely the last couple years he's brought in a few extra shots into his game, and I think when he gets it right, he's very dangerous.
Well, he gets around the court so quickly as well.
Yeah.
Very athletic.
Yeah, he's quick. A couple of them were a bit dodgy, but I'll let him have it today.
Yeah, there was we were watching. It was entertaining to watch. Nice shot there, Elijah Thomas. Yeah, always entertaining to watch, and also, for a time we actually shut up here because you were doing the commentary yourself, so that was all fine.
Just needed to take an extra little break in there.
What about this match? You would have seen both of these players in the past.
Yeah, I've actually seen them play each other quite a few times over the years, and they usually go to 5.
Yeah.
I think I saw Elijah win the other week, but Glenn had got a couple of wins over him.
Well, the under-19
champs
last year.
He won nationals. I saw that. But they're always evenly matched. They play really different game styles, I think, which makes it quite entertaining to watch. And anyone can take it, really, on any day.
How did you find the back corners? A few times the ball does die there, so you really do have to take the ball early.
Yeah, I've played on these courts quite a lot. Like I said, I haven't played at all. I haven't been on court for about 3 months, and I haven't been on the glass court probably since this court a fair while ago. But
so
semi-used to it, so it was all right.
And the club you were coaching at for a while in Philadelphia?
In Philadelphia, yeah. The Kinwood Club it was called. I was working there for a couple months, and then COVID-19 happened, and it's been all shut down for a little while, so made the decision to come home instead, where it's probably safest at the moment. So, yeah.
Great recovery.
Strong rally from Glenn now.
But when Glenn wants to hit it hard, he can hit it hard, can't he?
Definitely. He's got a long reach, and he's got a good hold as well. So if you give him some time on the ball, you're in trouble. Well, they're both tall lads now. I think everyone in this bloody tournament is tall.
I think it's we've been giving Tim a bit hassle about the most non-looking squash player.
Yeah, true. I think that's probably me at the moment, but
yeah, you're in there as well.
At least I look good. It's all right.
Yeah, Elijah Thomas has certainly shot up over the last less than a year, and Glenn's always been fairly tall.
Yeah, I think he was taller than me when he was about 6. Usually quite strong in that front backhand corner. It's got a good little counter drop on him, Elijah.
Last week, Elijah was very pumped up and made it through the final.
Yeah, I saw that.
Very close to actually winning that. Both the players in that final were pumped up.
Yeah, I saw all of his matches last week, and like you said, he definitely was fired up. Got a good win against Temwa, obviously. Should be another interesting weekend.
When Glenn's able to dominate that tee like that, with the power that he can get off either side, he really does have a very good advantage, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think when Glenn gets it right, he's very dangerous. And if he can kind of put that together through more and more matches, he's going to win more matches. Like I said, he's got a really nice hold.
Turned that one around, didn't he?
Yeah.
Elijah?
Yeah, that's Glenn's kind of only problem is that sometimes he tends to slightly overdo it, rather than kind of just take it early now and then and just play the simple shot. He's always looking to finish on a hole or something.
Yeah. It's almost too much power.
Yeah. Especially with Elijah getting more and more consistent these days. You can't give him. Oh. That is very nice. A little topspin there.
One thing from Elijah that he's probably needed is the power to finish off some points quicker.
Yeah, definitely.
Although he's getting stronger, not necessarily bigger, but he's getting taller.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment his game plan is definitely consistency. He's probably the fittest in this tournament. Oh, that is a great finish.
There wasn't much you could do against that shot. It just hit down with power. It wasn't going to bounce up that much at all.
Another good finish there from Glenn.
So, question there, Lance. How did you find the short and long? You got the choice on the 5th, whether to go short or long.
I've been watching this the last couple of weeks, so luckily I knew what it was all about.
Because a few times, like in the first week,
yeah,
a couple of players
long didn't work for me, but I don't think short would have worked either because he won that game as well.
Oh, there you go.
I tried to talk my way into the match, but I'm going to get this one.
It makes for a bit of fun though.
Sitting over in the referee box smiling because he knows this is potentially his only victory over me.
Well, Leo did a short a couple of times, I'm sure. It was, yeah, he did. Yes, he did a short and it worked, I think. Returning back now with games at 1-1, Glenn Templeton in the blue against Elijah Thomas in the green. And in the second game, last week also was the power of Templeton, which won a number of points for him.
He's had a lot of good finishes there. He used his hold well. Took it short nicely as well. A great finish there. Probably the best I've seen Glenn play actually in the last couple of weeks. He hasn't been quite as good as I've seen him in the past, but today he seems pretty focused. Moving well as well actually, which is key.
The thing is, people had made some comments over the commentary about, or some of the comments coming through from around the world, that he didn't seem to move that well. The thing is, he's a big guy,
he is.
And he can cover the court very well.
Got him.
It was almost nonchalant the way he hit there, just put his racket there. And
short swing.
Yeah. the corner. Oh.
That's what Elijah needs to do, just jump on the ball nice and early, not give Glenn time. And Glenn's the opposite. He
Yeah.
wants to probably slow it down, make Elijah stop on the tee. That's a great counter drop.
Yeah, that's a good point, that they have to do the opposite to win.
Pretty much. I think it'll be interesting over the coming years to see who can really get on top of the other one.
Exactly.
I think they generally take turns winning.
Yeah.
And I think Leo's kind of in the same batch as them. They're all 17, 18.
So from your background, from when you've played Satellites and Futures and other tournaments, these two now, what level are they at, or what level can they get to within a short space of time, assuming tournaments do come back?
That is a very good question. Honestly, it's...
With what they've got, with the power, with the ability?
They've got a lot. They've both got a lot of talent. I think in New Zealand we tend to get a lot of strong players throughout our juniors, and then just breaking through that next level is very tough. I think without having the other top players, a number of top 100 players in New Zealand, it makes it tough to really strive for that next level sometimes, or just to actually know what that level is.
Particularly with not so many tournaments this year.
Yeah,
anywhere that we know of.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a tough time to be a pro at the moment. Time will pass though, and they'll get through it. But I think at the moment it's quite tough. But like I said, they're both talented players. If they want it bad enough, I think they can both do well.
Because I was just thinking about these 2 and 5K tournaments or 10K tournaments. The Auckland Open this year, they played in that, and it was a wide variety of players. It was won by a Korean player, I think it was Korean, or Hong Kong.
Did Evan win? No.
And then against Evan Williams.
Yeah, that's
Evan
right.
was in the final there. They've had their turns at that.
Yeah.
We just want to see them doing it more.
Yeah, I think that's the key. For myself anyway, years ago, I felt like I could be playing quite strong, and then I'll play someone from another country, someone that I don't know, and there's a few maybe shots, or even just the fitness or just the pace that you don't quite expect. And if you don't get that regular enough, it's hard to push yourself in training and to kind of get there. But there has been overseas players come to New Zealand more and more, I think, over the last few years in particular, which helps. And I would guess that in the not too distant future, they'll probably both get overseas just to check it out and see different coaches over there and see different players. We got it. Good battle here, actually. Good battle.
Yeah, no one really grabbing it by the scruff of the neck and saying, this is mine yet. No. And not allowed to yet. Each player's keeping themselves in there.
Yeah. It's nice to see them kind of fighting for every point. It's not always the easiest on a Friday night, kind of almost in winter in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Especially after not playing that much, or at all really, over the last couple months. But I think they're both doing pretty well. 7
or 8 weeks without competitive play, or any play.
Yeah.
And then this is now their third tournament.
There's a good bunch of young Kiwis at the moment, kind of from 17 to 20, 21. So they're all kind of pushing each other.
Yeah, there's a few others around the country as well.
Yeah, definitely. Finish, and what's he done to himself? Hopefully he's all right here.
Yeah, just a bit tight there. Let's see what happens. It's a nice shot. I'll just wait and see. It seems to be okay. May try and play it out, but we'll see what happens on that. Let's see whether he can put any weight on the leg.
Good finish from Elijah.
So hopefully Glenn Templeton's okay. Seems to be a bit tight through the groin at the present time. And noticing that Elijah Thomas is putting plenty of height on the serves.
Yes, he's using a lot of good mixture here. Yes. Shots.
And Glenn Templeton appears to be okay. Certainly wants to carry on with this match against Elijah Thomas. Templeton in the blue. Just appeared to shudder and maybe tweak his groin a little bit, or upper leg at some stage at the last couple of points. As Elijah Thomas took the third game to lead by 2-1. And Lance Speedos, it's been a good game.
It has been a very good game. I'm hoping Glenn's going to be all right here, because I want another good game. But I think Elijah's looking pretty strong at the moment, so he's going to have to do something special to come back here.
Nice.
And that is pretty special.
That was pretty special, yeah. Played the backhand side, kept on playing it, and Elijah Thomas was expecting something to move to the forehand. Now Templeton played it down the line one more time. There's that lope around the court.
Great lob there. Leo slightly nervous to make that call.
Well, that's a sort of punishment. You know,
That's what he gets. That's what he gets for beating me.
Yeah, that's
Get
the
in the ref
punishment.
chair.
Win and you umpire. And some other sports is lose and you umpire.
Yeah. I'm actually very happy that he took the sheet hit. I think if I won, I still would have made him do it anyway. But
You're still wounded about
that comes
that,
with
aren't you?
age.
Losing 13-11 in the fifth last beat Austria. You're
I don't
going to be
mind,
wounded about that.
I don't mind.
So Lance, you were mentioning the tactics that each player should do, and they were opposite for each player. So what do we have for Glenn Templeton to shorten the rallies?
It's just to control the pace, I think. He's got good hands, but like I said, sometimes he slightly overdoes it. But he probably has one of the best holds. And
For Elijah?
Elijah, I think it's just adding the pace to it. Not necessarily hitting the ball harder, but just taking it early. I don't think he has to do too much. I think if he keeps it pretty straight and pretty simple, he's going to be in good shape to take this one at the moment. But Like I said, they always do seem to go to 5. Glenn may be slightly tired at the moment, on the back of a couple of hard rallies.
Well, don't forget, if you are watching this match or any of the matches so far tonight,
Sure,
let us know your thoughts. There's the reach forward on the back end with that very long reach that you can just drop it. But let us know if you are watching anywhere around the world and your thoughts on the matches. We certainly had plenty of entertainment, plenty of fun watching Lance against Leo Fatialofa.
Be interesting to see if Glenn can come back here. A couple of good finishes from him. Probably needs another point or two to really get himself back into it. Oh, that is a delightful hold.
Yeah, that's try and pick where that's going, and yeah, hitting so low above the 10 as well.
Yeah. If you're putting the ball in the middle against Glenn, you're in trouble.
And a couple of sensational shots to win those last two
The
rallies.
ball's slowing down a bit here, and he's taken the ball in very well. Elijah's going to have to really push up and keep the pressure on.
He looked as though he had an injury near the end of the third game, but a lot of running in that point. It seemed okay.
Yeah. Again, like I said, with the ball just slightly dying now. Both the lads need to push up the court more and more. That's going to hurt. He got that one.
So there we go, folks, 10-6. There's a game ball.
Oh, not a bad finish that. There's a few more of those.
He just seemed so casual on that one.
He was very casual. I think he might take a few risks here. Another good finish. 2 match balls saved.
Yeah.
See what he can do here.
And both seem to be almost lackadaisical.
Yeah, they are. They are. That'll do it.
There we go. That'll do it. Well done there in 4 games to Elijah Thomas. Good match. And Elijah Thomas through to the next round. Glenn Templeton almost, but not quite. So a win. And that was 11-7 in the 4th.